He's one of the world's richest chefs, TV star, former footballer and family man. We've come to meet Gordon Ramsay. Gordon, we're joining you here, Hell's Kitchen, Caesar's Palace, Dubai. Did you ever think you would get to this point?
No, I mean, pretty incredible. I mean, I fell in love with Dubai 18 years ago when we opened up at the Creek, years ago. You look at what's happened to Dubai since then, it's been incredible. So it is a foodie city for me, highly competitive, great market, huge European sector. Descend upon Dubai now more than ever before. Guaranteed weather, guaranteed good food, and an amazing beach.
Is it still difficult to open a restaurant in a saturated market? Because there's so many here.
It's very difficult because competition is rife. Trends are moving on a daily basis. You've got to be the hottest thing, the best looking thing, sometimes the cheapest thing, and that's not possible running a restaurant. So it doesn't get easier, put it that way.
Previously on Hell's Kitchen. Intense season yet. No chef was backing down.
Don't yell at me. Just do it. Get out. You haven't got it, and you know that.
Only 2 chefs will be competing in the finale.
Chef Ramsay chose one outstanding rookie.
Look at that. Textbook. It looks terrible.
Wake up. I am awake, chef.
Any plans to film Hell's Kitchen here like you do in Vegas?
I don't think I would get away with half my language live here. Unfortunately, it is an industry language. Some bad words do come out when it hits the fan, but I'm just an honest guy, just get on with it. So we've just picked up season 19 and 20. We're going to be shooting that with Caesar's Palace in Vegas.
How different is it doing business here as opposed to Europe or the American market?
Yeah. It's not just about the food, it's about the atmosphere, the ambience, the bar, the drinks, the service, the etiquette. It's a compelling market, but you have to be very careful. Very similar to LA, it moves in trends, and that sort of 18-month threshold. If you're still pretty decent after 18 months, 2 years, you're going to be here for a long time.
Where do you think Dubai sits on the global cuisine scale?
Yeah, you just have to look at, the amount of top chefs here now. At times you could sit and think you're in the middle of the Champs-Élysées in Paris. Other times you could think you're on the sort of cusp of Mayfair, teetering on Chelsea. And then the weather, sitting out to 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night, enjoying good food without it pelting down with rain. Now, 60 Michelin stars, greedy, just clever, or do you think, is it a bit of a poison chalice that everyone expects something? Last year we lost Joe Robuchon, sadly. He was 38 Michelin stars. The guy was extraordinary. I worked for him for a year. Wow. Alain Ducasse currently is on 21 stars. So has Cristiano Ronaldo played enough Champions League football? It's passion, I think. So it's not just me. Right behind me currently is a team. Yeah. And whether it's Craig here, Christina in Vegas, Matt Abbey in London, or Claire Smith heading up her own business now. So it's a tough game, this. So it's not about the more stars, the merrier. I think it's just the passport of greatness. When you get a star, you get awarded in October what you cooked the year before. Yeah. So it's just another confirmation to how good you are. That's not me, that's the team. I just get the best out of them. How do you handle the fame that comes with the level of success that you have now? I have an amazing mum who keeps me incredibly grounded. Next to her is an amazing wife. So fame, I'm just busy. So you don't really go out looking for plaudits. If anything, I'm more intimidated by going out. Congratulations. Your 5th child. Yeah, are you going to keep going? I don't think that's a good idea to keep going, but I think we keep them stable. 5 kids is a lot. And I think today the pressure on them is far greater than it was when I was growing up, because they're distracted way greater than I was. We didn't have that phenomenal access to, the internet. I just look at my assistant, he's here somewhere. Every time he wants a girlfriend or a date, he just swipes left or right. So, courting was important. And so having 3 daughters, watching them in and out of relationships, it's a tough time for them. So, they're way more distracted than I was. Are you a tough dad when it comes to boyfriends like that? From a very early age, I always begged them to say, the quicker you tell me, the more I can do. And that really has resonated. Am I tough? I'm very fair with them. Yeah. Very fair, very honest. I just want them to find their passion, I think, really. Not relying on me or Tana. Not about inheritance, fame, fortune, first-class air tickets. just find your passion. So Meg's studying criminology, Holly's into fashion, Jack wants to be, in the military,
Amazing.
and Tilly's away with the fairies. One day
As she should be.
One day she's a doctor, next day she's a chef, next day it's Blue Peter. It's like, whoa, Tilly.
Girl after my own heart. Well, obviously, they're growing up in a very different world, and Brexit. How is the impact of that going to affect the culinary industry?
That's a really good question. I think the middle tier of the sector over the last 3 years has been saturated. So we're 4.5% up from year on. I think there's a lot of uncertainty to what's happening. I think the quicker the deal's done, we can get our heads down and reposition where we should be as a great nation. Will it affect restaurants? Those of quality? Definitely not. Those are flying off the radar? Yeah, definitely. My workforce, I think we have about 72% Europeans. 72%. So if we can refer back to the National Apprentice and install that level of passion again, we should be fine. We're a hard-working nation. So when the deal's done and we exit, everyone will revert back to normal, put their head down and stand for what we believe in. So it's hard for me because I'm half Scottish. I was born there, but never really lived there. And so I love Britain. It's an amazing place to grow up, great values, amazing country. And so it's called Great Britain for a reason. We should remember that.
Well, you mentioned Scotland there. Would you, if you had the opportunity, rather be a Scottish footballer or a chef?
It's a really good question. I think under the age of 30, definitely a footballer. Early 50s, definitely a chef, without doubt. But I think that level of training, and not just training, but just discipline, professionalism, keeping it straight. So it's a tough game, football. Again, it could be gone in seconds, like it was for me in an injury. And you just have to dust yourself down, pick yourself up and get on with it.
Do you pinch yourself sometimes when you look at what you have achieved?
I think part of that drive is one day the fear of not having it. And when you grow up in the situation I grew up in, everything you get, you appreciate 10 times more. So it's not going to go away. I got over the stage with money a long time ago. So that's never been the drive.
Gordon, thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome. Thank you so much. Look forward to seeing you for dinner.
Yeah.